Oh, you the old guy now? That's crazy. Hey, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's 4 rounds left. You've lost every single one of them. You've lost every single round. This could be a legacy angle, AJ.
The boxing scene has been buzzing non-stop, exploding with reactions to the heated face-off between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. From the start, the debate split cleanly into two sides. On one hand, there was the larger, more traditional crowd putting their faith in Joshua's sheer size, elite resume, and long history of knockouts. On the other, a smaller but far more vocal group argued that Paul wasn't simply an internet celebrity who learned how to punch, but an unpredictable wild card, the type of fighter who only needs one perfect moment to flip the entire script. Most seasoned analysts and betting lines leaned heavily toward Joshua. Still, a handful of recognizable fighters and outspoken contrarians leaned into the chaos and backed the upset. What made the build-up so strange, and so compelling, was the mood. Former champions issuing warnings, podcast hosts sounding genuinely worried, and influencers confidently wagering on a shock result made the lead-up feel like a real fight rather than a manufactured promotion. Teddy Atlas, the battle-hardened trainer and long-standing voice of boxing realism, broke things down in his signature no-nonsense style. He didn't hype Paul as a myth or dismiss him as a joke. Instead, he highlighted specific stylistic wrinkles that could trouble a heavyweight accustomed to predictable, textbook opponents. Atlas wasn't focused on picking a winner, he was focused on identifying danger zones inside the ring. His takeaway was clear: this matchup wasn't nearly as straightforward as the odds suggested.
It's an event, it's a money grab, there's no doubt about that, but it's real too. We think it is anyway. And I have no reason to think it isn't, although I wouldn't be responsible if I didn't throw that out there.
Joe Rogan, whose podcast has become one of the most influential platforms in combat sports, sounded almost fatherly when he weighed in. He called the matchup one of the wildest propositions he'd ever seen and repeatedly emphasized that Joshua possesses the kind of one-shot power that can instantly end a fight, or permanently alter a career. Rogan's comments carried a blend of respect for Paul's work ethic and genuine anxiety about the brutal realities of the heavyweight division. He wasn't campaigning for a fairy tale upset so much as sounding an alarm. His message was simple: on paper, Joshua has the edge, but in boxing, a single punch can erase all calculations.
Clear power, one punch, and he's fast.
Tyson Fury, always comfortable straddling the line between showmanship and provocation, found himself aligned with the skeptics of certainty. Fury openly suggested that Paul could land a fight-altering shot, even joking about placing money on the upset. That caught attention, not because Fury's opinion changes statistics, but because he represents heavyweight legitimacy in human form, and he was essentially saying, ignore the underdog at your own risk. Oleksandr Usyk, meanwhile, kept his remarks calm and precise. He didn't dismiss Paul outright, but his tone underscored the unforgiving math of elite-level experience and skill. Usyk didn't chase controversy; instead, he reinforced the idea that Joshua is a serious heavyweight benchmark and that blending divisions, fame, and expectations is rarely clean or simple. It was the kind of grounded assessment that quietly strengthens the case for AJ, the voice of reason once the hype fades. Amir Khan, staying true to his dramatic flair, framed the fight as something much bigger. To him, this bout was a vote on the legitimacy of influencer boxing itself. He argued that a violent Joshua knockout could effectively shut the door on the movement Paul represents. Khan's stance was decisive: Joshua by stoppage. For him, this wasn't about spectacle or payouts, it was about defending the traditional path of heavyweight boxing against shortcuts fueled by online fame. Dana White, who oversees the UFC but keeps a close eye on any fight that captures mainstream attention, didn't mince words. He publicly called the matchup a bad idea. His reaction felt equal parts promoter indifference and ringside warning. White expected Joshua's size and experience to steamroll Paul, and his comments carried the gravity of someone who's seen mismatches go wrong. There was no romance in his assessment, just a cold acknowledgement of risk when a crossover star steps into true heavyweight territory. David Haye offered one of the more surprising takes by swimming against the current. He suggested that an upset wasn't just possible, but potentially historic. Coming from a former heavyweight champion, that statement demanded attention. Haye pointed to Paul's composure in previous fights and the unpredictability that can come with a less conventional career path. He aligned himself with the hopeful skeptics, arguing that just because Paul's route isn't traditional doesn't mean it's closed. Haye's perspective added a layer of legitimate tactical intrigue to the underdog case. Michael Bisping, known for his grounded, no-nonsense outlook shaped by years in the UFC, voiced concern over the potential aftermath for Paul. His worry wasn't about who wins or loses, but about the physical and psychological toll. That framing mattered. Bisping shifted the conversation away from pure entertainment and toward real-world consequences. His concerns served as a reminder that this wasn't just a spectacle. Careers and long-term health can hinge on nights like this.
The odds are high because Anthony Joshua is out there saying that he's going to kill Jake Paul. And a lot of people have come out of the woodworks. They're talking a lot of crap. Tyson Fury, #1.
You big bum, useless tosser. Get up, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum.
But yeah, Anthony Joshua said that he will kill Jake Paul. He will kill someone in the ring if he can kill them. He's a respectful guy. He was raised by a good family. But if he can kill Jake Paul...
Paulie Malignaggi, never shy with his opinions, delivered what felt like a verdict from boxing's old guard. He offered a blunt, realistic assessment of Paul's situation, acknowledging the strides Jake has made while stressing that standing across from a motivated, experienced heavyweight is an entirely different challenge. Malignaggi's breakdown balanced respect for Paul's development with a firm warning about the pressure and power Joshua brings, especially against someone without deep experience at the highest heavyweight level. When Paulie talks about timing, defense, and ring awareness, people listen, because his insights are shaped by real rounds and real consequences. Eddie Hearn, operating from his familiar position between business and sport, set the tone like a seasoned showrunner. In interviews, he outlined a scenario where Joshua starts fast and ends things early, not as bravado, but as the logical outcome he believed would satisfy both fans and financiers. That narrative struck a nerve because it sounded like a promoter selling a story while also laying out a realistic expectation. When enormous money is involved, storylines tend to get clean and efficient. Hearn's comments lived at the intersection of marketing and prediction. That wraps up today's video. Stick around for more. Until next time.